Hello and welcome to Real Talk. I'm Susan Raff, and we wanted to switch gears here today. A lot of the content that we've had on our shows is kind of heavy, and I wanted to, especially in light of the holidays and what people are going through now with COVID. People are stressed out. It's been going on for a long time, and I wanted to bring some cheer for the holidays and maybe in light of what's happening, especially with people who are doing good things for others, so we can all go away with a smile and feel a little bit better and brighter. And so one of our guests today is Vincent Rodriguez, who really started off wanting to provide a gift, and the gift of music, to a lot of kids. And it has now kind of mushroomed into something a little bit bigger. But the bottom line is he wanted to give something that he loves, which is music and his passion for music, and give that to others. So with that, we want to welcome Vincent Rodriguez here to Real Talk today. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. How are you?
Yeah, you're like a breath of fresh air, really. I think that what's happening now so often, we get caught in our own worlds. And music has been a big part of your life, hasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's music is an international language. Everyone speaks music. It has no boundaries. How it makes you feel, what it does to you, your emotions, brings you up, brings you down. Music is like one of the most important things in the world to me.
And you had mentioned to me that when you were a child, you had moved from one place to another. And that can be really tough for a kid, right? So did music give you, a little comfort in yourself at that time? Is that when you learned to play guitar?
Yeah, I kind of taught myself. And the reason why I taught myself is, like I said, we originally moved from the Bronx to Yonkers. So being a new kid in a new neighborhood, you haven't met any friends yet. I hadn't started school. It was the summer. So the guitar was sort of my best friend at the time. So I'd spend a lot of time on my front porch in the backyard, just playing the guitar and kind of teaching myself. It sounded pretty cool just to strum it, even before I knew what I was doing. Not that I know what I'm doing now, but before I knew chords, before I knew notes, I would spend a lot of time playing. Eventually I made friends. If we moved in the summer, July, or whatever it was, I hadn't started school yet. So I spent a lot of time with it. So what I'm interested in doing is giving that gift to other children who may be in the same boat. They may not be in the same boat, and they just might like music. So it's really for everyone. Music, like I said, is for everyone.
Tell us how the program started. How did you start giving guitars to children?
Well, the company that I work for in Bethel, Connecticut is called Bass Technologies. And the owner, the head guy here, his name is Mike Boyle. What he wanted to do about a year and a half ago, because of the pandemic, was just give back. Bass Technologies giving back. He gave each employee, and there's probably under 30 employees, he gave each employee $500 to donate or do whatever we wanted with it. So a lot of people, they love animals here. They love dogs. People donated to the Animal Welfare Society. I have one coworker who gave large tips at a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through. And people just donated however they wanted to, which was really nice. So I talked it over with my wife and my two sons, and I said, I have an idea. Why don't I just buy 3 guitars and find 3 children that are interested in learning how to play? So I put out a quick video on Facebook asking not for donations. I was asking for if anyone knows of a child interested in playing the guitar. So I went out and I bought 3 guitars, but I did also mention that more donations would mean more guitars for more children. And that's where it kind of took off, because a lot of my friends, they saw the video, they liked what I was doing, even strangers liked what I was doing, and they started donating money. So I kind of went with it. And here all this time later, it's kind of snowballed.
So you started with $500 and 3 guitars. And who were these kids, without giving too much away? Were these kids who had never played music before, were interested? I mean, how did you pick these 3, or were these the first 3?
Well, I posted in my local Facebook page. I live in New Milford, Connecticut. So I posted in New Milford, and a few people responded. And the first child was a real child that I met, and I delivered the guitar with my wife. We went to the house. We met his parents, and that was really nice. And the second 2 actually were donated to a guitar teacher. somewhere near Bridgeport. So I had a friend who actually delivered it to that guitar teacher. So I didn't meet the second and the third recipient. I just met the first one. And then, like I said, more donations came in, and we were giving it to more children.
How many children so far have you given guitars to? How many's up to date? How many?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I heard you. Get emotional.
Oh,
89.
wow. So you started with 3 and 89.
I just gave away. And tomorrow, the 90th one is hopefully going to go to someone in California. Someone got in touch with me. This is the power of the internet is it's crazy. I posted in my Facebook group that I belong to, Lincoln High School in Yonkers. And there's a fellow who, we talked about Yonkers. There's a fellow who saw my post and he said, "Hey, I have a guitar. I'd like to get it to you." And I said, "Well, wait a minute, instead of shipping it to me, why don't we find someone in California where you are?" So tomorrow, a child in Union, California is going to get the guitar that this person has.
Wow.
Contacted me.
So you've really branched out. I mean, you talk about 3 kids
Yeah,
in Connecticut, and now you're reaching all across the country.
Yeah, this is the first time in California. Before that, the furthest one was probably Orlando.
Wow. You know, it's funny. My kids took music lessons when they were young. They played the violin and the piano, and they didn't. Now they're doing other things. But it really gave them a lot of joy when they played, and it's something that you can pick up really at any time, right? Or I mean, I would imagine it's easier when you're younger, though.
Yeah, and even to that point, I don't mind giving it to someone who may have not a serious interest in music, but it was always great to have my guitar under the bed or in the closet and know that it was there. And even if a child starts at the beginning, it's very hard. It's very difficult to play in the beginning, any instrument, I'm sure. They may pick it up again in a month, 2 months, 6 months, or even a year down the line. That guitar, they'll say, "Hey, I'm going to go back to that." And before you know it, it'll be playing.
Do you think at some point you'll want to, get back in touch with some of these kids that have received these guitars at any point? Especially your first.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Some of them I'm connected to on Facebook, and I told the parents, I said, sometimes I'll put out videos showing them how to do things, how to tune the guitar, just certain chords, and it would be beneficial for them to maybe show their children these videos. So I am connected to a lot of the parents. A lot of people I'm not, so I won't hear from them ever again, which is fine because that's not the purpose. But yeah, I do keep in touch with them. They send me updates, they send me videos, they'll send me pictures of the children playing, and I post them online with the parents' permission. I never give last names because when it comes to children and the internet and security, you have to be very careful. But some of them, they send me videos and pictures, and it's great to see them progressing.
Tell me about the donations and some of those who are coming forward and giving money for this.
Yeah, in the beginning, it was very strange. People who got in touch with me, like I said, Facebook, for some reason, they trust me. I'm an honest guy, and they know I'm going to do the right thing. Whatever money I get, I keep track of meticulously. I write down everything, the money coming in, the money going out. And the most interesting story was one time I was sitting at a diner with my wife having breakfast, and this couple next to me recognized me. They were sitting in the next booth, and they just said, "Are you the guitar guy?" So
From Facebook? They recognize.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was in New Milford. They said, "Are you the guitar guy?" And I said, "Yeah, actually." They probably heard us talking, my wife and myself too. And then they figured it out, and they threw down $50 on the table, said, "We love what you do. Keep doing it." And this is a stranger. So if I have the ability to do that to people because they like the story so much, it makes me realize that this can really grow into an even bigger thing. Now, I'll never see these people again. They were wearing masks. And I was like, "Wait a minute, what are your names? Tell me your names." They told me their first name. I wrote down their first names. But, I'd like to meet them again, without masks and talk to them and just see how they're doing.
There's so many takeaways from this, and it's Facebook. I mean, gets a lot of bad publicity, but here it can be used as a really good conduit to kind of connect people for something good. like you're doing, right? And the other
Yeah.
thing is that,
Go ahead.
we hear now, so much bad, but there's really good in the world. And, when people have a good idea like you have, you're able to reach people. And I think it's refreshing to hear that something like this is happening.
Yeah, and as you said earlier in the beginning, I mean, the politics and the people fighting and the whole divide in this country, that's the internet. I know people they have their opinions, and you're supposed to speak out your opinions and talk and have an intelligent dialogue. I don't know what the answers are with that. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. The internet is great to communicate, exchange ideas, but there's a lot of toxic stuff out there. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get kids and even adults off of the internet. It's kind of ironic because I'm getting, meanwhile, I'm finding them on the internet to try and give them guitars. But, get off of your cell phones, get off of the computers, stop watching the news to a certain extent and just pick up an instrument, play, learn something, whether it's guitar, piano, violin, anything.
And music really is a common denominator. I think everyone loves music. Our tastes may vary and change as we, get older, but everybody likes music, and it can be something that brings us together, right?
Yeah, I always have music on in the background, whether I have my earbuds in and I'm listening to something, even at work. Sometimes, it'll help you think clearer. Just having music on in the background when you go home, there's always something on, and it's always so easy. Again, the internet, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play this, or and then you hear your favorite song. Whereas before, if you're my age, we used to have to get a Victrola and a 45 record or a 33, put it on and listen to the whole thing. And sometimes it would skip because you'd have to put a nickel on it so it doesn't skip. But now music is so readily available with Spotify and all those different programs that you can use.
Well, who knows? Maybe one young child who you give a guitar to will become very successful and not only thank you, but maybe do something in return. Maybe this will encourage other people to do something similar for a gift or something that they love and are passionate about, to try to share that with others.
Well, that's what I tell them when I meet with them and the parents. I say, they're very thankful. And I say, the only thing it'll cost you is if you ever make it famous, I get a free ticket or 2 free tickets, one for myself and one for my wife.
Aw.
So that first concert. And then they laugh, but it could happen.
Well, I think this is really great. I want to tell our viewers and people listening, Nicole Nalepa was the one who did a story with you. She did a bright spot with you. I had reached out to her, to see, because I know that she does some really inspiring things. And so anyone who wants to see the story that she did with you, they can find it on our website and our app. And I want to thank you. I think this is a great holiday. You've made this a good holiday for a lot of young people, and I think that's terrific.
Yeah, and if you know of a child who is interested in a guitar, let me know. Because like I said, where I am in New Milford, I've given away so many that I'm having trouble even finding people, believe it or not. So if you could keep your ears open and let me know if you know of someone who could benefit, that would be great.
All right. I want to thank you for joining us on Real Talk. This has been really fun, and I feel better about life a little bit right now. I do. And I think that a lot of young people who are getting the gift that you've been so generous with are pretty happy. And so happy holidays to you and your family.
All right. Thank you. Same to you.
All right. Thank you. I'm Susan Raff. Thanks for joining us on Real Talk today.